if you use the BrainTap, would you get the benefits of meditation, or would you recommend doing both?
Well, it's kind of a personal choice. Some people have their own meditations. They're really fixed on those.
Sure.
You are going to get the same physiological effects as a deep meditation.
Okay.
Some people meditate for different reasons, though. There could be
Right.
a spiritual reason. There could be other reasons. And that's not going to happen with the BrainTap. The BrainTap is, unless you're listening to a specific session. We do
Right.
have sessions on there about meditation. I mean, we have some that are geared toward martial arts, for instance. We have some that are geared toward stopping smoking. So people could get on there and find those. The biggest difference in the physiological state when somebody meditates on their own, they
Right.
typically only use one brainwave. And if there's one thing that I can tell a meditator that doesn't know how to meditate, because typically they have a singular brainwave. And that singular brainwave means that their brain isn't flexible. They might have high alpha. There's a statement out there, somebody's so heavenly proud they're no earthly good, and so that's what happens to people, not all Californians, but some, they'll, they start getting up there, and what happens is they lose beta because they're meditating so much and they're not engaging with beta that they're feeling good because alpha's a really great state, feeling great. But the reality is that even the great mystics or gurus and things that we've measured over the years and we visited, they're able to stay in a meditative state even when they're awake, operating in beta. They can do, in fact, there are people, when I was just in India, we went to a meditation resort of all things. I mean, I've never seen, it was incredible, but they actually do dancing meditations. So some people think, so it's about keeping your brain focused. When you're doing something, even your taxes, you're going to have to be in beta. You don't want to do your taxes in alpha. That can get you in trouble. So I think the main difference is that people don't learn how to meditate correctly. It's not about sleep. Your body can appear to be asleep, but your mind's awake. So that's the
Right.
big difference, is when your body appears to be asleep, but your mind stays awake. That's the optimum state. And most people think they're not supposed to think. There's a certain condition where you don't think anymore. They typically call that death. So you don't want to do that. You're going to be thinking. It's what are you thinking about? That's why, like, even if you look at the Zen meditation and practices, they always would practice on a certain thought. Whether it be the old story is one hand clapping or whatever. They give their brain, their monkey mind, something to think about. And that's kind of where the BrainTap comes in, is we're going to use sensory overload. We're actually teaching the brain we live in a world of sensory overload all the time. I mean, we turn on the TV. My grandkids will never hear the Star Spangled Banner at the end of the night. Like, that used to be a rite of passage. It's Friday night, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to make it. Some nights we'd make it, some nights we wouldn't. But they're never going to do that because there's a million stations. So think of meditation as being in the world, but not of it. That's all that's happening around you, and you're defocusing, you're moving through those brain waves. Some people can sit for a minute. So to answer your question, which you started a long time ago, is that if somebody feels the need to do their own practice, this isn't going to interfere with it. It's going to make it better.
Gotcha.
One of my most incredible experiences is going to India and teaching the Indian people how to meditate. Now, all this comes from there.
Wow.
But they're focused so much on being like the Western world, they're forgetting that meditation was a part of their heritage. So they're going back, they're finding that they have to re-engage in that.